Hello there, my crafty friends. How are you doing? It's Ashley Pfeiffer, the maker behind Stamped AF, and I know you're gonna say it. You cut your hair again. Uh, Long story short, I got my hair cut. It got messed up. I tried to fix it. Had to get it corrected. So I lost inches. It was supposed to be like down to here, and now it's not. And I decided I am not curling it. Blow drying and straightening it. So you're getting the au naturel today. Once you pop on, can you let me know if you can hear me after like a minute of me yakking? Oh, I need one more light. If you only knew how many things I had plugged in here. Seems incredibly dark in here today, but it really isn't. I don't know why it's so dark over here. Hi, Linda. I'm glad you can hear me. So I'm going to try to keep this to the half an hour because poor little Milo is being picked up tonight. He's being fostered for the next few months until my daughter's ready to move out, and try as I might to not get attached to him, I've gotten attached. So if you are following me anywhere, I'm sorry, I did not have time to take my nail polish like fully off or repolish. Hi, Rosine. I am featuring Tropical Hideaway this week. So if you missed my video on Monday, that would be Milo. I did a clear full panel flat shaker card. I did some ink blending on the inside using the Fern embossing folder and those new, fancy for everything sequins, I want to call them. So you can see I've got my piece of vellum. You can actually see it better on this one. So I heat embossed it and then colored with blends on the back. So video for that. Hi, Jennifer. Oh, good idea, Linda. So I shared in that video the other projects that I'm going to be making this week. Some of them you'll see in a reel. You've already seen that shaker card in a video. I will be making another reel, I think, using this card. I love how this turned out. The camera is not doing it justice. So I will do this one in a reel. This one is a special card for a special someone. But lots of coloring on this one. This one was a lot of fun, and it's got some flip ups. So it's got a vellum flip up, it's got on the horizon DSP flip up, and then some paper there. So that one was fun, and you can see it's got this opening. I decided I wanted to cover the opening up, but you could definitely leave it so that you could see that palm tree in there. Okay, and then this one, hi Linda, happy 1st of June. I'll get to a couple things after I show these. So this one, I'm not going to demonstrate, but you can use this stamp on DSP. So this is the Flowering Fields DSP. It's the B side of one of them. And yes, there's a grid on it. Sorry. But I just stamped it in Mossy Meadow on that DSP. I used a couple of these beautiful butterflies, dragonfly. Super cute, right? Not my favorite. Something about it is bugging me, but I like the idea of it. And then this one I didn't love at all, but I did a ladybug with lots of Winkestella, a bumblebee. I did some watercoloring, and then I also used the stitched greenery die on it after I did my watercoloring and embossing. So those were the ideas. And then this is from that new Seasons of Chic, Texture Chic. It's from the Texture Chic bundle. Okay, so Linda, you found me again. So as the other Linda was saying, it is June 1st. Demonstrator pre-order for the July to December mini catalog just started. And if you see that scrolling message along the bottom, if you spend $60 with me this month before taxes and shipping, you're going to get a mini sampler pack from that catalog. Not even live yet, but you'll get some DSP and some ribbon and some embellishments and a handmade card. So that is my gift with purchase this month, right? It's pretty cool. I think that we forget that we can do stuff like this, like just stamping. Like really, this didn't take very much. It's all on DSP. So I didn't even have to color. I mean, I did color. I added a little bit of blends, but It doesn't have to be this huge complicated thing. So pre-order, Celebration pre-earn is part of that. This curl has a mind of its own. So I spent so much. I cannot wait to show you an unboxing because I got almost every bundle I wanted to get from the catalog. Like, I ordered it today. I had a large order. I think there were 3 bundles that were not available because the stamp set wasn't in yet. So those will be on the next order. But I can't wait to show you all of the amazing bundles. I haven't gotten any DSP or embellishments because that will be part of my product share. So I will be sharing, squirrel. I will be sharing my mini catalog product share soon. We're just coming off the tails of the annual catalog going live. So I feel like the annual catalog gets gypped because a month after it comes out, you've got the mini catalog, and then following that is another mini catalog, and then another annual catalog. So I have ordered all these bundles because I had some money to do so, but I still will be featuring annual catalog and the January to June mini catalog. But I will try and do some mashups where I can incorporate annual and the minis because I love doing that. Hi, Cam. You know what? So I think it might be Linda. I said at the beginning, you're probably thinking, Ashley, you said you were growing your hair out. So I went for a trim. She took off like an inch. She did not thin it the way that my hair needs to be thinned. And that's always what I go for. It's not actually the length that I need adjusted. It's the thickness. So then I came home and fixed it. And that required another trip to a different salon. So this haircut cost me, 1, a lot of money. And 2, a lot of frustration. But this morning I'm like, you know what? I'm not blow drying it and straightening it. I had a vacation day because of sick puppies. So I stayed home. I cleaned up, washed my bedding because that was affected. And it actually turned out not so bad. I mean, it's a little flat in the back, but at least now I know I don't have to straighten it every day. Okay, so hi. I can't tell who you are if you're in the Facebook group, but hello. It's okay that you're late. I'm happy that you're here. So I don't know what's going on with my light. Like, seriously, it could not be brighter in here. And if I open the blinds, then I get sun coming like right across, like streaming. Let's see if I do it from the top, if we can get some light without the sun streaming. Not really. My blinds come down from the top or up from the bottom, either. So fixed it. I went in and I thinned it, and then the hair down here had like nothing underneath it. It was almost like an undercut. So I had to go get it fixed. It was embarrassing. Okay, so if you follow me on Facebook or Instagram, you saw this. I cased the amazing Michaela Titheridge, I want to say is her last name, the Stampy Oink pen. She's in the UK. She did a card like this a couple weeks ago featuring the mischievous mice and the, I can't remember what this set is right now, but it's in the new annual catalog. And then she used some of the He's All That DSP. And I changed mine up. So I stamped everything on Very Vanilla. I colored it with blends. I stamped it with Crumb Cake on Very Vanilla. I used some of the Abigail Rose DSP. I used the Time Worn Type embossing folder behind it. And a little scrap of the DSP on the inside. But isn't it so cute? Oh, and this is from Flowers Are Like Friends. Friends Are Like Flowers. There's too many stamp names to remember. Okay, so super cute, right? And my card bucket is getting full, so I'm going to have to do a de-stash soon. But I wanted to show you that. So before I get to crafting, how far are we in? 9 minutes? Sounds about right. For the Crafting Connect, let me pull out the cards that I actually did. For Crafting Connect, I prepared a few extra kits. So if you would like one of those, they are $20 plus shipping, like $5 shipping. It actually didn't cost very much, maybe a little bit more. Anyways, $20, you get the supplies to make these 4 cards. So you will have all of this in your kit. You will need the bundle, but I've done all the die cutting. You've got embellishments, you've got the ribbon. I mean, you can't ask for more. Look at those beautiful pearls. I had to order more of those today because I'm going through them like gangbusters. Okay, and then I was going to say that one's sticking, but these ones I had to leave the DSP a little bit bigger, and then we've got the one with the tags back there. So I do have 3 extra kits available in Canada only, I'm sorry, but the PDF, once I get my act together, will be available worldwide. I'm almost done. I'm so behind. I was going to say this month, but it's not even May anymore, so I'm really, really behind. Anyways, hit me up if you would like one of those kits. And I have an amazing thank you card to go with it. Linda's back on YouTube. Okay, so after all that, I am going to make this project. So I've got everything that I need short of the white panel in here. And I think I'm going to skip the DSP this time. I tried stamping on the inside of the panel and I did not like the way it turned out. So I added some of the in color DSP. I want to show you how I did that. But this is just a cute little fun fold. This will slide off, slides up, slides down. I find the easiest way to open and close it is to just pull it apart. But look, we've got that adorable glimmer paper. So everything's cut. I've got my card base. Now, right now, you will notice that they meet in the middle. They won't meet in the middle when we get ready to place this little bit in here. Oh, I just realized I need 2 little pieces of cardstock. So you will have a bit of a gap, but if you don't have that gap, this will not slide. Okay. So we've got our card base. We've got the glimmer paper, which I've already die cut, but I left it in there so you can see what I mean. I've got a Granny Apple Green tag. I've got some of the layering designs, vellum. I've got some of the Wash and Beauty DSP. It is this one right here. That's the back, or I guess that would be the front. I've got, of course, this pairs so beautifully with the Artfully Layered bundle, which I happen to have over there. I just die cut this one. I might stamp on it, I might not, because it's just going to be tucked in back here and you won't necessarily see a whole bunch of it. Now, when it comes to making our little leaf closure, you need one, probably should have put this through one more time. You need one leaf that is the right way and one that is the wrong way. So you can see for this one, I put my die facing up, but on the back side of the paper. And I should have run it through one time. Now it's going to have those little ridges, but I've got a little hint for that. So one the right way, one upside down. Not like flipped, but flip the paper over so you don't see that glimmer. I know it probably seems like a shame not to see the glimmer, but you end up seeing it when the card is open and closed. Closed and open. Hi, Catherine. Okay, so here is our Tropical Hideaway. I always use my Stamparatus when I'm using a background stamp because I mean, if you don't get it right on the first time when you're using just like a block, you don't have a chance to fix that. Okay, so I am actually doing my leaves sideways. I'm going to take just a smidge off of this because it's overlapping, which will impact how the stamp lays. And like I said, we're going to have to trim a little bit off when we get to our closure. Has anyone made this fold before? Now, the unfortunate thing with a background stamp is that there's no room for say a magnet. So I just put a tiny little bit of Stampin' Seal on the back. I tried putting it on the silicone craft sheet the other day. It doesn't work because that's the whole point of the silicone craft sheet, right? Okay, so decide which way you want it. Doesn't really matter because we're doing it sideways. Pop that down, close the lid, and now we're going to grab Parakeet Party. Hi, Vi. You are awesome. Not sure how you do it all. Some days is more effort than others. Okay. Now, I managed to find one of these little tools at my local scrapbooking store and just had to get it. I mean, you really don't need a tool for this, but That makes it more fun. Okay, so perfect. We don't need to redo it, although there's a little bit of a line because of my seam, but that's okay. I'm not going to clean this now. I'll do that later. So we'll set that aside. Okay, and you can decide which way you want it. If you want your bigger flap to be on the left or the right, I'm going to stick with it the way it was. I'm going to pop out these little bits. So Milo is going to be fostered until my daughter's ready to move out, which, I mean, it's great that we have the option, but it sucks that we have to. It's breaking my heart. And this poor little guy is just so resilient, and I don't know what he's going to do. Like, he's going from a house with 3 other dogs that he plays with, like, 24/7. I don't know. I feel so bad. Okay, so for that one that I die cut on the back, I'm going to take my bone folder, and if you watched my Stamping Society video, which went live today, you saw me do this. For the teacups, I had to die cut some backwards. Okay, so you don't end up with a ridge. It doesn't curl quite the way that it would if we had die cut it the right way, so you could come in and kind of try to replicate that. It could be that you don't care if it's forwards or backwards. That is something that bugs me. I want to show you 2 more cards while I remember. So this was my Stamping Society video. That's on my YouTube channel as of today. Let's get together soon. So this is using all the in colors except for Tahitian Tide. It just did not tie in well. Some little pattern stamping, bunch of techniques. And then this is what I shared last week. This basket, cheerful basket. Oh, I love it. Love it. Hi, Jewel. So we've got a little basket of crafting. It almost looks like there's Winkastella on there when I look up. But those are all the in colors as well. I know it's kind of busy, but I love it. So there is a video for that. That was the global Stampin' Video Hop. Okay, now I need 1 little scrap of cardstock. It really doesn't matter what color it is. I need a piece of basic white. I actually have some Granny Apple Green right over here, so I think that's what we'll use. My nose is running. Okay, so to make our little tabby things, we are going to just cut, let's go with a 1-inch piece. We're going to score it in half at 1/2 inch because we don't need these to be very wide. I have such a headache, I can't even tell you. And then we probably only need them to be about 1 inch because we don't have a lot of room to hide it back there. And if you want a great video to demonstrate this card, if you're not quite following what I'm doing, I got this idea from Lisa Curcio. I think it was a video she did last year. She is such a fantastic stamping teacher, instructor, demonstrator, everything. Okay, so we're going to take those, and I'm just going to trim this little bit of extra. I must have moved over just a little bit. You don't want it catching on these. I think she called it a slide and lock card. Okay, so now this is our front leaf. I'd love to say, well, you know what? We could do it either way. I had the backwards leaf on the front, but we could have it facing this way. Let's do that. And then it won't be so obvious that the back is on the front. Okay, so let's take some liquid glue. Probably don't need quite that much. And you want them to meet in the middle. Now this is not a random thing. You need to determine the placement of your leaf. So my leaf is going to be like this. So the 2 sides here go on either side of that. You see what I mean? Jelly bean. So we're going to have to trim just a little bit of that, but then what we do is we put this on here. Now, obviously, I'm not going to glue it while it's like that, but we'll add a little bit of glue to these tabs now. I would recommend adding them to the tabs, not just to your leaf, because you don't really know where it's going to line up. Okay, so make sure those tabs stayed open, didn't close up on you. Give it a good push, and I'm just going to bring in my little guillotine trimmer, and we'll take off like a 32nd, whoops, of an inch until we have a little gap. Sorry, so we don't have a gap. So that this is snug. You see, I kind of moved down there. Okay, so that is the basis of it. And now what we're going to do, I think because I've got it sitting this way this time, we'll put the bigger parts over there. I need to get this off here because it keeps sticking to my table. So how is everyone's week going? Everyone having a great week? I'm going to, with my light parakeet party, just color this. This DSP is another, it's from the Tea Boutique. So it's got the green and white stripes, and then it's got a whole bunch of leaves on the one side. I felt like it was maybe a little bit too much white, so I just colored it. So that's another tip with DSP. You can stamp on it, you can color it to change the look. You might have noticed on the teacup card that I just showed, there was one that was in Parakeet Party but had a bunch of leaves. So I stamped the leaves in Parakeet Party, and then I went over it with my light Stampin' Blend, just so that it blended in a little more, pardon the pun. Okay, so now we are just going to arrange these back here. Initially, when I made this, I stamped on this. I'm going to skip it this time, but the other thing I did was that I die cut this piece in both the vellum and that dotty paper. I don't think I need it. This is the In Color DSP. I basically looked for anything that had Parakeet Party. Okay, so we'll arrange those and adhere them. I know it's kind of a bit of a messy spray. Do you think we should stamp on there? I'm kind of thinking maybe I should. Now, you can see part of the reason that I put that one on the front, the backwards upside down one, was so that my leaf would match. So now if I want to be able to put this leaf on here, I mean, if I don't mind the stem going the wrong way, I could probably cut that off. But the other thing I can do is just put it in here. But I think I am going to add some Parakeet Party just to brighten that up, because it's looking a little too, I don't know, not green. Maybe a little more yellowy. So I put up a last call in my Craft and Connect group yesterday. We are like 2 votes away. It's either going to be the He's the Man or He's All That. I still haven't gotten it straight which one's which, the DSP or the bundle, or the Tea Boutique suite. What do you think? Should we stamp this? I'm thinking so, but it might be tricky. And I knew when I did that that was a possibility. So close will count. Now, if you recreate this, I would love to see it. I would also love to see if you go with a different colorway. Like maybe you don't do everything Parakeet Party. I've got one spot that just will not ink up. Look at that. I think I got it. It might be just the tiniest bit off. Not too bad. Kind of looks like a corn stalk this way. Okay, let's add some glue. I'm out of breath. So I got to work yesterday, and one of the ladies I work with said, "Oh, I love your hair. It's so sassy." And I mean, I had a few people comment on it, which is always nice. I mean, kind of sucks when you get a haircut and no one notices, right? So I'm glad that I had some people notice, but I felt like I was all negative, like, oh, this isn't what I wanted, it's so much work. And now that I'm looking at it here, I'm like, not so bad. But it's just funny, every time my hair is short, I want it to be long. Every time it's getting long, it's like, oh, I'm not doing anything with it. I don't want to add glue to the back of that. So let's wipe that off. And I think we'll put it in front of Nope. I'm going to take this off just so it doesn't get stuck to my card like it just did. Okay, so I want it to be in here. I don't want it to glue that thing closed. Maybe, I can't believe I did that. Okay, so we're going to use whatever glue is on there. Now, if you're finding that some pieces are too long, you can go ahead and rip them. No one's going to see the inside. Okay. There we go. It's like, how can I still be stuck? Okay, so this leaf has decided it wants to be on the back, but then it's still got glue on the front. So I'm going to peel it away from there. If you have glue where you don't want it, after you've wiped it off, you can come in with an embossing buddy, and good news to those of you who've been missing it, there is an embossing buddy in the holiday catalog in the July to December, and it comes with some cool things. So if you would like to be able to shop the pre-order, you can join. The amazing in color starter kit ended yesterday, but there's never a bad time to join. If you've thought about joining Stampin' Up, never a bad time, seriously. And you don't have to do it as a business. You don't have to do videos. You don't have to have parties. You don't have to sell. You can use it just for your own discount. And there is a really cool planner that is part of Celebration. So if you want to get that, right now on the pre-order, demonstrators can order it. But if you join during Celebration, which is July and August, where is this guy going? See, I dry fit these all before on my sample, and this time I'm just kind of going with the flow. Flow is doing me wrong. If you would like to join and get that planner for free, then you can join between July and August. Okay. So out of breath. I'm going to trim this down. Thank you, Cheryl. I'm not very succinct today, like most. Okay, so I'm just going to trim this down. We'll put this on the inside. So I do suggest, and usually I follow my own advice, but dry fit the pieces before you start gluing, because you may find that you only need glue on the front or the back. You may find that you don't like the way that it's been laid out, and once it's glued, sometimes it can be quite destructive to try and remove it. Now there are ways, there are absolutely ways. On this one, I stamped happiest birthday wishes, and I did a little something in here, so let's do that. There's that really cool text stamp. Also, before I forget, there are two other promos that are going on right now. I'm hot, gotta pull up my pants. There is a kit promotion where you buy a kit and get your second one half off. So that is awesome. And then there's also the last chance sale. So items that will be retiring from the January to June mini catalog, dies are 50% off. Like if you want those slimline dies that were in the mini catalog, they are 50% off. They're $40 Canadian right now. So I didn't find any stamp sets that were on sale, and usually they don't go on sale. And some great deals. Embellishments are on sale. There's awesome deals. Don't wait. Don't think, oh, it might go down a little more, I'll get it later. Once they're gone, they're gone. This is pitiful. So Linda, the new incentive, the motivation right now would be to get the pre-order as part of your starter kit. So the starter kit is, sorry, I gotta lift my face here. The starter kit is $165 Canadian, sorry, $135 Canadian. You choose $165 in product. So now that pre-order has started, you can join and get those pre-order items. Before I do this and you miss it, I am adding tear and tape to the back of this die. I'm going to peel off that release paper. In July and August, you will get that planner for free. It's very cool. I will show you it when I get mine. Okay, so we've just made a stamp out of a die. So now I'm going to tap lightly and just stamp it in the corner. Now you need to be careful that you don't have ink around the edges, because as you can see, this is very thin. So tap, tap, tap. And I did do it in Granny Apple Green, not Parakeet Party. See, do you see how much ink I have on there? If I had pressed too hard, that would be on there. So it is very subtle because it's Parakeet Party, but you can see if you use a darker color, you just get the shape of that die. Isn't it cool? Okay, so I'm going to skip the DSP like I mentioned. I think we're done with the ink. So now we can put this together. So like I said, I like to just do it this way instead of trying to line it up at the top. My little stem is bent. Okay, I don't know if you can see it, but I'm just locking it into my little cardstock mechanism that's in there. Do you see? Got a little V, so now it's closed. Now on my first card, because I put the front on the inside and the back side on the front side, I know, clear as mud, right? I was able to put that leaf on there because I chose to flip it around thinking it wasn't going to impact anything. This leaf had to go as part of my little foliage spray. So now the only thing we'll have on our leaf is this little tag, which is just going to be sticking out here. And I don't have the stamp set out that I was going to use, and we're at 801. So I used the Just For You, that's part of Lisa Curcio's Charming Sentiment stamp set. And then I put another little bit of this on there using Granny Apple Green. You know what? I gotta do it. I can't leave you hanging like that. Okay, Just For You. Let's do this in Granny Apple Green because I feel like the Parakeet Party really does get lost. So we're going to use Gag. I would love to see if you do it, Linda. I showed that as part of our latest retreat, the Fab and Fun retreat, and people were loving it. Okay, this is a little tight. I stamped it on an angle on that one, but I'm just going to go ahead as it is here. Tap, tap, tap. Tap, tap, tap it in. Okay, and there we go. It's very subtle, but it's there. And then I am going to take a glue dot and just tuck this in where my tag is. Okay, not to the card. I need to put this on the front. Otherwise, it will seal it shut and our little mechanism won't move. Okay, there we go. So I'm really feeling like something is missing there by not having that leaf on there. So if you want it to look like my original, then put the glimmer paper that was cut on the back side. So the die went in this way, ran it through the die cutting machine. Okay. The right way was this. So the right way goes on the inside, wrong way goes on the front. And then your leaf will fit. The other way you could do it is just cut that little stem off and then have it where it doesn't exactly match. It just kind of accents it. It's not lying flat yet, but it will. So that is all. I thank you so much for joining me, and please share, spread the word, and watch out for my upcoming reel that will have this card. It's looking very blue in here, but it's not. I've got a couple of techniques in here. You can see that leaf has been embossed. I've got some fun going on here, and getting the background the way it is a fun technique. So that's all. Thank you for joining me. We'll see you next week. Bye.